It's spring, which means I'm slowly crawling out of the 6 month seasonal depression that all of New England falls into during the winter. And I thought I'd show you some of the habits I've been trying to prioritize. These are things that I've been doing or trying to do that might not always seem like a lot, or they might sometimes seem like a lot, at least to me. But all of them are things that I've been doing that really allow me to prioritize my health and happiness. I've been feeling very introspective at the moment, which I think has to do with the fact that I'm getting closer to my period. But I thought I'd make a cozy little introspective video about the habits and routines I've been focused on that have made me feel just a little bit better. Anyway, hi, if you're new here, my name's Kaz, and I make videos about all things cozy hobbies, cozy lifestyle, cozy self-care things, slow living, etc., etc., etc. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, consider subscribing, but only if you want to. I make videos every other Monday. Hello friends, it's Kaz and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little bit weird for me. I know it's late. It's about 2 weeks late. I got a little sick, and then the real reason I think is because I got very anxious. This is a sit-down video, and I was very nervous about filming a sit-down video. I don't normally film them, and so I was feeling very nervous about it, but it doesn't matter. We're very chill. I'm wearing my husband's coat, and my hair is wet, and I'm wearing no makeup, and we're just gonna roll with it, because why am I putting these weird standards on myself? Doesn't make sense. So I have a little outline of the things I want to talk about today, and it's right here. So if you see me looking this way, I'm not looking away from you guys, I promise. I just have my outline up here. So one of the first habits I want to talk about today is my very strict morning routine. I have been trying this for a couple weeks now, kind of inconsistently. Like I'm doing my best. But I have a fairly strict morning routine that I try my hardest to follow every day. And I have this little list that I check off. So some of the things that I work on are morning stretches. So I do stretches every morning. I try to do them in bed because I prefer doing stretches in bed. I don't like standing up quite yet, but I do stretches in bed to kind of prepare myself. I eat breakfast every morning. If I don't eat breakfast, I'm fucked. I have to eat breakfast every single morning. And my goal with breakfast is actually for it to be as anti-inflammatory as possible. So I try not to drink coffee, or if I do drink coffee, it's decaf with almond milk. I try to eat stuff like avocados and eggs that are ideally pasture raised, but in this economy, usually not. So just things that are kind of anti-inflammatory. Right now I've been making breakfast tacos. I'm back on my breakfast taco bullshit. They're really good though. So I also try to shower every day. I know a lot of people aren't like this, but showering for me is actually really hard. It's like a sensory nightmare. So telling myself to shower every single morning has been really helpful. Like I have to do it, and the little check mark makes it better. And that's been good as well. Telling myself I have to shower in the morning, or else I'll have to shower at night when I don't want to. So that's been good. Another thing is outside time. I struggle with this a lot as well because I have a lot I want to accomplish in my mornings, and I have to leave for work by 7:20 or else I risk being late because Boston traffic. So I've been trying really hard to do outside time every morning. You are so cute, Judy. He looks like a little demon. I try to do outside time every morning for like 10 minutes. Bro, calm it down. I'm trying to record a video. He's fucking crazy. He's fucking crazy. So yeah, I try really hard to get outside time. And if I don't get the time before I leave for work, I try my best to sit outside for like 5 or 10 minutes at work in the sun, usually, if there is sun. That's been very helpful. I feel like a lot of people don't understand a morning routine or don't have a morning routine. Like my sister doesn't, my husband doesn't. But humans are very habitual creatures, and I especially am. So having like a set thing that I do every single morning has been really helpful. And especially having, a physical piece of paper to check things off for has been very helpful. It also helps because I sort of know I have a timeline, and that helps me get out of bed. So instead of just sitting there doom scrolling on Instagram or whatever, I'll be like, all right, it's 6:10. I already need to get out of bed. Like I'm supposed to be out of bed by 6. 6:10 is when I have to feed the cats. Let's go. And so it just really helps sort of shift my perspective from I don't have to leave until 7:20. I have all the time in the world to lay in bed. To if I want to accomplish everything I want to accomplish, we gotta get out of bed now. So it's helpful. I recommend it if you have trouble getting out of bed. The second thing I want to talk about is something that I discovered in a Twitch chat, I want to say. I was watching someone's Twitch stream and I discovered it, and it was really helpful. It's the idea of the morning shift. So I'm a morning person. I always have been, always will be. I like to accomplish things every morning. And if I don't accomplish it in the morning and I tell myself, oh, I'm going to do it at night, I'll do it when I get home, I'm not going to fucking do it when I get home. For the morning shift, that sort of means doing any of those big, annoying tasks like cleaning tasks in the morning before you leave for work. For me, that's gonna be like unloading the dishwasher and stuff. I have started unloading the dishwasher. I try to do a little bit of vacuuming. I try to load the dishwasher. If there are any dirty plates that still need to be loaded, I try to do any other dishes. Just try to get things started so when I get home, it's not gonna be super, super messy. Hello, truck. I live on a main road, can you tell? When I come home from work and I'm tired after a long day, I'm not as overwhelmed. And it works really well because I feed my cats every morning at 6:10. 6:10 is when I have to feed the cats. And they are not super close yet. They sort of go back and forth about their food a little bit. So I keep them separate and then I'm in the kitchen with them while they're eating. So if there's any funny business, I'm looking at this one. That one, if that one causes any funny business and tries to steal Vampire's food or vice versa, I'm there and I can step in the way. So it's sort of good that they aren't really getting along that well. I mean, they're getting along, but it's sort of good that they're not getting along super well because I can force myself to be in the room doing something productive and it works out well. So highly recommend the morning shift as well if you've never tried it. It's useful. The third habit I'm going to talk about is probably my favorite. It's tracking my cycle. So I'm tracking my menstrual cycle. I've been doing that since November of last year, over 6 months. And I find it really helpful. It helps me understand where I'm at in my cycle. And honestly, it's so beneficial. I'm going to write down, okay, I'm menstruating day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. I'm in the follicular day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. I'm in the ovulatory phase, or I'm in the luteal 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever. So you just keep track of where you are in your phase. I keep track of everything. So not just where I'm at, but any symptoms I've had, any food I've eaten, how many vegetables I've had, what my sleep was like. If I got 8 hours of sleep or more, I'm basically just keeping track of everything. I even keep track of the moon cycle because I like the idea of me being connected to nature. So I keep track of that as well. And I highly recommend, if you menstruate, please consider this. It's such a useful tool to help you understand more about yourself. And then I'm also doing something that I'm really excited about, which is I'm taking a menstrual health class about balancing your hormones. I'm really happy about it. I'm really happy about it. I've been really enjoying taking the class and I've already found it incredibly beneficial. My cycle is about 44 days long, which is too long. It's not ideal for it to be that long. So already in this class, my cycle's gone down to 35 days long, which is so exciting. So my cycle's gone down, my body is less stressed, and I just find it very beneficial to take this class. If you're interested in information about them, it's the Souls in Sync Hormone Harmony class. I'll link them down in the description as I try to wake up my computer. Come on, wake up. But I'll link them down in the description so you can learn more about them if you're interested. They do a lot of really cool content on their Instagram. One of the things I've been doing a lot, or I've been trying to do more, is taking my temperature. So my friend Paris does that every day, every morning the second she wakes up. It's a really good way for tracking your fertility. Your temperature changes throughout your cycle. And I've been trying to do that because this last month, the luteal phase caught me off guard. It took me out. It was bad. I was like super anxious, super depressed, and I wasn't expecting it because my cycle shortened a lot, like I said, and I was not expecting to be in the luteal phase that quickly. I was used to 43 days, 44 days, and now suddenly it was 35 days. What the fuck? Good, but also it caught me off guard. So I've been trying really hard to take my temperature. Well, let's hope it helps me going into this next phase, because I am about to enter the luteal phase, which means I'm gonna be very internal, very focused on myself. I'm kind of withdrawing. If you menstruate, I highly recommend tracking your cycle. It can be so beneficial, and it really has taught me a lot about myself and about my body, because normally I'm not caught off guard by the luteal phase. I know when I get to that point, I tend to get very depressed. I tend to get very tired, depressed more than I would like to be. My thoughts tend to spiral. Getting caught off guard by that is not fun. So it's really great. It's really great. So another thing, this is going to be a shorter one, is meditation. So I meditate not every day, but I do meditate a lot. I try my hardest to meditate before bed. If I'm having a rough day, if I'm in the luteal phase, everything goes back to cycle tracking, guys. Everything goes back to it. But if I'm having a rough day, my anxiety's gone haywire. Hi, Junimo. If I've been really depressed, I try really hard to meditate. And there's a few meditations that I'll link down in the description that are just incredible. They're super, super helpful with resetting my body after a long day. If you haven't read the book, Burnout: Unlocking the Secrets to the Stress Cycle, I think that's what it's called. I'll link that down in the description as well. Lots of work for myself later. If you haven't read that book, I highly recommend reading it. It talks about something called the stress cycle. A meditation for me is the best way to complete that stress cycle at the end of the day. I highly recommend reading that book as well. but I'll link the description. I'll link the meditations in the description if you're interested. There's one that sort of goes through relaxing your entire body from your toes to your head. And that one is incredibly helpful for completing that stress cycle if you're interested in doing that. So yeah, highly recommend. Another thing is prioritizing sleep. I try really hard to prioritize 8 hours of sleep every single night. And I think that this is so underrated. A lot of people don't realize how important it is that you sleep. Your body needs sleep, and it's not just about getting that sleep, it's also about the quality of sleep. Something I highly recommend is turning your lights off and turning your screens off, or having a red light filter on your phone. I turn that thing on whenever the sun sets because, oh my goodness, it's so important to not have blue light. I can go on for hours about like the whole way the light changes throughout the day. I learned this in my hormone class, but I won't. Just know blue light can get really, really, really bad for your brain, and it wakes your brain up once it gets closer to the end of the day. So once the sun sets, you should turn off all your lights. I also use, like I said, a red light filter. That is really useful for me. I also have a very hard and fast rule. I can't use my phone until an hour after I wake up. That's been helpful with my morning routine as well and getting out of bed. I also can't use it an hour before. It's really good to just not have that, or else I tend to get just really anxious. And that's not necessarily sleep quality. That's just more a me thing, but I do recommend it. Don't use your phone. It sucks. Phones suck. Don't use technology, guys. It sucks. The last one I am going to talk about kind of goes hand in hand with what I was talking about before, which is less social media and screens in general. So social media sucks. Unless you use it in the correct way, but it sucks. I don't like social media. It's been incredibly stressful for me using social media as much as I do. I feel like I tend to compare myself to people a lot. I tend to be like, oh, why is my skin not as clear as theirs? Oh, why does their life look better? Why do they go out so much? Like, how do they have enough money to do that? Like, all of those things. And then, especially in the luteal phase, things start to spiral a lot, and I don't like it. So why am I using it? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. So I've been trying really hard to just limit it. Like I said, no screens and no phones until an hour after I get out of bed or an hour before I go to bed, just to limit the times where I'm mostly doom scrolling. And I've found that I have a healthier relationship with social media. Like the other day, I was sitting down on my sofa and I was like, I want to scroll a little bit. And I was scrolling on some funny reels and I was having a great time. So I highly recommend limiting your use to when you really, really want to, and not just when you reach for your phone. I also think it's important to remember that my job is fully indoors and I'm usually on a computer all day. So I'm trying to reclaim my time. I spend so much time on a computer and using screens all day. Like, why am I using screens so much? Especially when I come home. If I'm on a screen for 8 hours all day at work, I come home and I'm scrolling on social media, I'm playing video games, I'm watching TV. How can I step out of the virtual world and reclaim my time, I guess? And so I've spent a lot of time doing like knitting, I journal, I've been reading a lot. Honestly, just been sitting there. Stillness. Don't try to fill up every second of your day. It's okay to be bored and to be still. And it's really good for you, actually. So, yeah. Anyway, slowing down is really hard in this society, but I've been working hard on it and it's sort of helped my mental health a lot. So I hope this video can kind of inspire you to do the same. I was really nervous about recording this, but it was not that bad. I just get really anxious about sit-down videos. I don't normally film them, so the idea of filming one is like absolutely terrifying to me, but I hope you enjoyed. If you did, consider giving it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and I will see you guys 2 weeks from now on the next Monday. Bye.